Indiana in the morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. And he is Alton Strong. The Indiana County Fair continues to roll along here right in the middle of the week on a Wednesday. Alton, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack. Voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So band night last night. We're hoping that the weather would hold out for you, and it did. My goodness. When was the last time you had a band night and it didn't rain?
Well, they told me it was well before COVID, so they were so happy that they could. We had band nights, we had rain, and they had to operate on the stage. Last night they were so happy because they could perform on the ground.
Yeah, I bet you it was just a wonderful, wonderful night for a whole bunch of folks. The IUP marching band was there.
They were there as well.
Yeah.
And it was really nice when they did the mass band at the end. Mm-hmm. All the high school come down and mingled in among the IUP and closed with just amazing grace.
Yeah.
It was just so tear-wrenching nearly. It was great.
Last year when IUP had its alumni come back for the anniversary of the band, and they had 700 people in that band, it must have sounded a lot like what it sounded like last night at the fairgrounds. I bet you that just bounced off the hills, didn't it?
I'm sure it did. It
yeah.
sure did. It did inside. I know when I sat there and listened, it was grand.
Yeah, grand. Just wonderful. And those high school kids, they work hard, and it's great to see them get a reward like that to be able to.
They do, and you know, they only have a few weeks to prepare. They have band camp a little ahead of school, but with school just starting, they really work hard to get this done. Yeah.
So all the bands performing what basically is their football halftime shows.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And they're in preparation for that, and they do a little extra for fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they put on a little bit of a shine for the fair, and the feeling I know it's just wonderful.
We really appreciate.
Yeah. And it sure turns out the crowd, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. We filled the grandstands last night. Grandpa, Grandma, they were right there along with parents and everybody. That's mine.
Yeah. Absolutely. Everybody is proud on band night. That's a wonderful night and a great night at the fair. And there's much more to happen too. But hey, we did get the pig kissed last night.
We got the pig kissed. Two ladies from
First Commonwealth Bank.
Bank, and they nailed that. Well, and it was interesting because they brought a pig down ready. And it ran off. It ran right back to the fence, so they had to bring another one down. But this was all a little prior to the beginning.
Yeah.
But these ladies, the pig was more interested, I think, in eating, but they got down on their hands and knees and gave the pig a kiss.
There you go. Larissa Murphy and Aaron Doherty doing that, and they did so to raise money for the Evergreen After School Club. It's a wonderful event, and a great job by the fair to make it happen, to allow this to become a part of, now it's a tradition at the fair.
It's become that, yeah. I think they said they raised something a little over $28,000.
How good is that? Yeah. How good is that?
The community comes together.
Yeah, it really does. All right, so at the fairgrounds today, there's more great fun.
The sheep show was going on when I left, and then this afternoon, I believe it's 1 o'clock, they have the goat show, and this evening we'll have the rabbit show at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So things will be hopping down there again.
Hopping at the rabbit show. Did you do that on purpose?
I'm not commenting.
It's also showmanship show.
Right. We have the lead line there tonight. We used to call it the sheep to shaw. And they still do that. They take wool and process right to a shawl, but at the same time, it's the showman or the premier show. No, the premier showmanship's tomorrow night. But they have
the lead
line.
Yeah, the lead line.
And then, of course, tonight will be the ATV drag races.
Yeah,
and that's become very popular in the community. And we had our first one last year. So I'm sure tonight will be zooming down there.
Got popular quick. So different divisions, of course, of ATVs.
Yes.
And of other vehicles, too?
Motorbikes.
Motorbikes.
Motorbikes and ATVs.
Yeah. And didn't you say that they're going both directions tonight, or was that?
No, that's how we operated with
the pull the other
pulls, and they weren't going opposite directions, but they do side by side, but one, then the other, and then the one to move it right along.
Yeah.
But they sort of do that tonight too with the ATV. I believe that's how they operated last year.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm dumb. I don't get into all these things.
But they're drag races, and these guys really go at it, don't they?
It's competitive. It's competitive.
Yeah. So that's another one where you say you better get there early because it's going to be a full grandstand for that tonight.
It was last year, so I anticipate it'll be that plus.
Yeah, extra hot sausages and pizzas being packed in by everybody at the food stands, too, because this is going to be a big, big night there at the fairgrounds, the ATV drag races. What time do they get underway?
Oh, boy, you asked me all these questions.
That's why you can't.
The ATV is 7 o'clock.
There you go, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now, did you get a chance to see the Willenda show?
I did not. I was up there and helped set up the last part and didn't get up. They had a show at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, so I didn't get to see it last night because I was down sort of getting things ready for Kiss a Pig and for the band.
You were not invited to go ahead and try out the high wire?
No, but when we set the bleachers, I looked at it and I said, no, I don't think I'll try.
Now, how high up does she go?
It looked to be about 25, 30 feet.
25?
It's not a real high, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's high enough. I mean, that's a big enough of a fall if you teeter off of
we
that
don't
thing.
speak about falls. And then she is a seventh generation of the Willendas.
Yeah. So they're not allowed to fall. I mean, they're such pros. That's the way that they live. Wouldn't you like to see one of them trip over a curb somewhere? That just couldn't happen, could it?
Boy, you're mean this morning.
But it's amazing what they're able to do with that show. Now, she doesn't just do the high wire. There are other elements to that show, right?
No, it's basically all high wire.
Yeah, it's
trapeze.
all high wire. Different stunts that she's able to do up on that, and that's one of the shows. The free stage, of course, is
right with
very
the local
active.
community there, and then of course right above that is a pavilion up there that has all our antiques. Plus, a local train group has about 5 trains running up there that they've put together a farm scenery as the theme for that. So it's going in clear down at the other end. We have Jurassic Kingdom, and I did see that the other night before last, and they have dinosaur, and the kids just love it. And they do some interaction with children down there.
No children have been eaten this week at all, though.
Well,
right?
some
By
have had the head around them, but it hasn't made marks yet.
Oh, yeah.
And then right across from it's a rock and roll pet show, and it's well designed. It's in front of the kiddie barn. So,
what happens in the rock and roll pet show?
Well, haven't seen that one yet, Todd. I didn't get down there to see it.
Sounds like fun, though. Really.
And with all the volunteers we have that help out, we just couldn't have a fair without all the community support and volunteers. And then and I'm up early in the morning. Nick Reisinger and his crew's in there at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's 100 and some garbage cans. They're emptying these. They're blowing out the bleachers. They're sweeping the sidewalks. I mean, you don't find a cigarette butt at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And amazing how they get that place cleaned up.
Yeah, it really
daily,
is.
Daily.
Yeah, I mean the Indiana County Fairgrounds at Mack Park are just a spectacularly well maintained place, and all of the different exhibit buildings they all have to be cleaned out and make sure that everything is ready to go for the next day. And all of the exhibitors, they do that too.
And our work crew sweeps buildings every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were sweeping as I left. I said, "Go tour, boys."
Yeah, you don't mind coming down here, do you?
Why do you think I select times?
Well, Alton, tonight is ATV drag races, but then there are events tomorrow and Friday and Saturday at the fairgrounds too.
Right. We'll have the cheerleaders tomorrow night. Of course, during the morning, we'll have the beef show and the 4-H horse show. And then, of course, the cheerleaders. There'll be the milk chugging. We'll have the cheese auction to raise money for scholarships for the kids, along with the premier showmanship.
Yeah.
Which has become a really nice event there. And then, of course, Friday we'll have the livestock sale, another horse show, tractor pulls.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday we'll have the crash and bash, the demolition derby, and the big semi truck pulls.
Yeah. Demo Derby noon on Saturday, and then in the grandstand, the truck pool's happening at 7 o'clock. It's a big full night at the Indiana County Fair again today. It's a big day. You can go and visit the fairgrounds in the daytime, too, and it's a good time to get breakfast, lunch, or dinner, isn't it?
And there's food, and more food.
There you go. Alton, thanks so much for the visit this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. And our Money Matters report next, and then right into CBS Sports as we head toward the bottom of the hour.